All right, welcome back. So first thing first, we have to create a new project. So let me click on new project and here let me give it a name, lighting tutorial. Okay. Then I will click on browse and will basically jump over to the section where I keep all my Godot projects. Now for the renderer, I'll click forward plus because for now, let's say that we are making a game for targeting towards PC. So we want full lighting experience. So no compromise on that. Now just click create and edit. Okay, the folder is not empty. Okay, sorry, I forgot to click on create folder. Now we get this green checkbox basically saying that our project is now ready to be created. And right away we have this empty 3D scene. So I'll quickly do some structures. So we'll say this one will create a new folder called scenes. And here, let me just add a blank node. We call this world. Let me press Control S to save it. And let's say main scene and press enter in order to save it. So now my scene is now saved. Now I'll simply press play and I'll click on select current in order to configure it to run this scene initially whenever I try to play this scene or the project. All right, so now let me just quickly add a mesh so as to get the lighting up and running. So now when you try to add a sorry, so you get two options. One is CSG Mesh 3D and one is Mesh Instance 3D. So you might get confused based on CSG Mesh 3D and Mesh Instance 3D. So what are these? So CSG Mesh 3D is basically a kind of a brush which you can use to add or subtract one or more meshes from each other in order to create some sort of complex geometry. So in this, for the sake of this course, we are just going to focus on Mesh Instance 3D because we are going to work with some basic shapes and we will see how lighting is done over there. So let me just add this Mesh Instance 3D, and from here, let me just give it a name called cube because essentially we are going to have a cube. So from my mesh menu, I will select new box mesh. So by holding middle mouse button and dragging, I am able to rotate it around. So now that my cube is created, let me create a plane for it as well because we want to see how the shadows are there. So again, let me create a mesh instance 3D, and for this one I will just rename it as ground, and for the mesh I will select a new plane mesh. So my my ground plane is created, my cube is created. Let me just uh, make this cube a little bit upwards. From here I can basically go to the transform, and from here I can set this value to 0.5 in order to perfectly set it on the ground. So let me just make this ground a little bit wider. So I'll put the scale to, let's say, 5, and since this chain button was already active, so if I change value in one box, automatically for Y and Z also this value will change. So that's done there. So I think I'll press Control S to save my scene. So my basic scene is done, and let me actually, you know what, let me add a camera also. So let me quickly add a camera. I'll go to view, I'll split it into two viewports, then I'll select my camera, I'll hit the preview mode on, and from here I can adjust the camera to the way that I want it. So let me just make it somewhere like this. I think, yeah, I think that's fine. So coming back to viewport 1, I'll turn off the preview mode in order to get out of that. Now I'll try to play it, and right away you will see that it's basically very dark. I'm not able to see anything, and in my scene here, I am able to see everything with shadows properly. So why is that? So the basic thing, this is happening because by default Godot Engine provides you. So this is happening because by default Godot Engine provides you a set of directional light that is only purposed to be used inside the game engine. So what do I mean with that is this is just a simulation, a preview of the lights. So if I turn off this toggle preview, so now you will be able to see that since there is no light added into my scene, so this entire scene is very dark. So in the next video, we will start adding lights and we will see how each and every light, what are their properties and how we can tweak them to get our desired results. So see you in the next one.